Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and I'm really flexing that all things media once again today because we're going to talk some video games, specifically some Switch and some PlayStation games that I've grabbed over pretty much the first half of the year here. I do have one more stack over there, which honestly I might break down into two different videos. It's all of the Xbox pickups, but we'll see where things go. Today though, we're looking at Switch and PlayStation, specifically PS4 and PS5. So got about 10 titles to get through, so let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into my latest Switch and PlayStation video game haul. So I'll get started with the Switch titles that I've picked up recently, and first up here, actually the first two I'm going to show were both titles I picked up from Target in their clearance section. First up we have Reckfest, and you can see right on the sticker there, $8.99. So if you do follow video games or sales of video games, you might remember, might have been a couple months ago now, that Target was having a bunch of video games hit their clearance rack. And so I had to check out a bunch of different ones. I went to maybe 3 different Targets and I found a couple items. This was one of them, and excited to play this one. I have tried this on the Xbox. I think it was on Game Pass when it first came out, or sometime between now and then when it first came out. And I didn't love it, but for $9 on the Switch, I'm definitely willing to give this one another shot. It is much like a destruction derby. Is that what I'm trying to think of? Like a derby racer type where you're wrecking out a bunch of cars. And yeah, it should be a fun one though. Like I said, excited to revisit it. Maybe I'll like it more this time through. So first up here, we have Reckfest, which I grabbed from the Switch for $9. This may be the only other clearance title I found at Target. I can't quite remember if I have anything for the Xbox, but this one was $13.99, and this is Super Mega Baseball 4. So I know not a lot of sports fans out there, a lot of sports video game fans anyway out there, but I am a huge sport gamer, and this is like my favorite genre of video games at this point. It's the one I play the most, and I just always have a good time with it. The Super Mega Baseball series is excellent. This is another one I have played on Xbox Game Pass, and it is so much fun. Everything looks really cartoony and over the top, but the actual baseball mechanics themselves are just done really well, and it's just such a fun game to play. So highly recommend this if you haven't played it, but you can see mine is still sealed for the Switch, so definitely got to get that out of there and into my case. But either way, excited to have this one on the Switch, Super Mega Baseball 4.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 12, Jas Fowl.
I have 3 more Switch titles, and these are all opened because normally I open all my Switch games right when I get them and I stick them into my case. For some reason, I just haven't done these with the first 2 you saw, but I need to correct that after I'm done filming. Anyway, next up here was one that I picked up off of Amazon much earlier in the year here. This was on sale for a very good price. This is Unicorn Overlord, and it has such a ridiculous name to it, but as soon as I saw the graphics on this one when it was showcased at some Nintendo Direct last year, I knew I wanted to try it because it looks gorgeous. Looking forward to trying this one out. This is a tactical RPG, or a strategy RPG, I guess. But yeah, I enjoy those in general, but I don't normally play them if they have like a big story tied to them. Like I love like Mario and Rabbids, for example. That one I thought was a ton of fun. So this one is going to be a lot more serious, and I'm hoping I enjoy it. We have Unicorn Overlord. The last two I have on the Switch are both RPGs, which is frankly not my genre, but for some reason I always think that I want to get into it, and so I start buying some games for it, thinking I'm going to play them, and then it takes me forever to get to them, or I just never do. I end up selling them, but either way, I fell into the hype on these. They are both brand new releases here within the past couple months here. This first one is Xenolade Chronicles X, the Definitive Edition. So I actually bought this one off of Walmart, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this or not, but every so often you'll get one that it's sealed up, looks totally fine, brand new, but then when you open it up on the inside right here, there's like a googly eye thing. I'll put up a picture if I still have it, because that's what happened to me. Never happened before or since, but fortunately, Walmart was very good about just replacing it. I sent it back to them, letting them know, hey, this was a fake. There's no game card inside, so I need a new copy, and they did send over a new one, and so I was able to get this one, the real cartridge this time. But yeah, this one has gotten just so many rave reviews. I decided, you know what? I need to try it and see if it's any good or not. It's mechs. That's going to be fun. But yeah, this is a huge, 100+ hour RPG. So the chances of me finishing it are slim, but I'm really hoping it grabs me when I start playing it and it doesn't let go. But we will see. This is Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Definitive Edition.
Here goes! Left engaging. Lay down some fire for me. Slide! Splinter! Flame grenade!
And last but not least on the Switch is another new title, and it's one actually my buddy Jay over at Square Pegs. Check out his channel if you haven't. It is a video game channel, and he is excellent at what he does. But he actually sold me on this one. This is a Suicodin, which I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but Suicodin, however you want to say it, 1 and 2, and this also is the remastered edition of this. And Suicodin is one of Jay's favorite games of all time, and so he was talking about it in some video over the past 6 months here, and it really sold me on pre-ordering this one. So I actually grabbed this off of Amazon and pre-ordered it probably 2 or 3 months before it actually came out. But really looking forward to this. I did own the PS1 classics, both 1 and 2, and I never spent any significant amount of time with them, but now of course they're super expensive to get in the physical form, and I'd rather play them, in physical form versus digitally on the PS3, so I figured this would be just the best way to go for me. I can play it handheld and on my TV screen if I want to do that. So yeah, it's supposed to be just some of the most epic and greatest RPGs ever made. Really looking forward to finally checking these out. We have Suicodin 1 and 2 remastered. Okay, let's move over to the PlayStation now, and we'll start off with the one PS4 game I grabbed. This was extremely cheap at Disc Replay a couple months ago. It was like $2.99 or something, so cheap. So I figured, you know what? I have the original Rage. I might as well grab Rage 2 on PS4. So this one had pretty decent reviews, but I feel like it flew under the radar, and I don't hear anybody talking about this series at all. It's made by Bethesda, so hopefully it's pretty decent, but we will see when I finally get around to it. This is another one where, from what I hear, you don't have to play the first one to understand the second one. And honestly, I'll probably just play this one without playing the first one. I have had the original for a long time, but my desire to go play it at this point is so slim, but this one does look like a ton of fun. So I decided to pick it up for $3. We have Rage 2.
Walker, what's keeping you? Get over here! Hold on!
Here's another Disc Replay find, and one that was actually on my list of games to find because I've heard really good things about it, and this is Terminator Resistance, the Enhanced Edition. So I don't know if this originally came out for PS4 and like Xbox One, I can't remember, but this is supposed to be the improved edition or the enhanced edition, so I'm intrigued to see how it is. But obviously I enjoy the Terminator series, at least the movies I've seen in the franchise, and I love the first-person shooter genre. You can see it is cut a little bit on the back there, which is a little bit disappointing, but again, it was a really good price at Disc Replay, so it's not the end of the world. Actually, this is a UK release of this one. It has the PEGI rating on the side there, but that's totally fine with me. Doesn't make a difference. Plays just fine in my US PS5. So yeah, happy to have this one and excited to check out this first-person shooter from the world of Terminator. We have Terminator Resistance, the Enhanced Edition.
Anyone there? No one's here.
Fittingly, here is another remake that I grabbed. This one, again, super cheap on Amazon. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but this was under 30 bucks for a relatively new game, Persona 3 Reload. So this is a game that I picked up when it was brand new on the PS2 because I was working at GameStop at the time. So I grabbed the game and the instruction manual that it came with, and I ended up selling both of those for quite a lot of money years after the fact because they just got a lot harder to find. And I never ended up beating the game, but I did play a pretty decent amount of it and really enjoyed it. I just never ended up finishing it, which honestly is kind of my MO when it comes to video games. I'll love them, I'll play them for as long as I want, and then when I just get bored or something happens, I go to another game, I often don't finish them, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I know others will find that very triggering, but it doesn't matter to me. I get the amount of fun out of it that I think I'll get, and then I move on to something else, and that was the case here, but I do want to revisit it. It has such a dark story when you compare this one to like Persona 4, for example, and I just remember really enjoying this. And so, yeah, happy to have this back in the collection for a very good price. Persona 3 Reload.
I've covered the basics of combat now, but the most important thing is making decisions based on the situation at hand.
So I actually picked this next one up from Best Buy because I had a reward certificate there for a while that was about to expire, and because they don't sell movies anymore, I don't go to Best Buy that often. But then I remembered, you know what? I need Astrobot in the collection. So that's how I ended up spending that 10 bucks, I think it was. And this is a platformer and arguably one of the best games of 2024. I have not spent any time with this one yet, but I'm definitely going to change that. I am so excited to have this one finally. I loved the original that came with, I think, was this one like on the PlayStation VR or something? I can't remember. I think that's where I played the original. But to have this one in a full, just standalone game, I've heard nothing but incredible things about it. This is definitely one of the next games I plan on playing. This is Astrobot. And last but not least today is another sale pickup and another remake, this time Silent Hill 2. So when this one first came out, it was right around Halloween, and it took everything in me not to just pick it up right then, but I wanted to wait for it to drop in price a bit because I didn't think I would play it right away. And as you can see, I still haven't played it. It's still sealed, but definitely one that I've been wanting to play for a while, and it is on my list to do so. Now, I never played Silent Hill 2 growing up, but I did play the original, another game that I never beat. I never played it all the way through, but my buddies and I played it together, and we had a really good time with it for as far as we got. I'm sure he went on to beat it because he was big into that, but I never ended up finishing it. But I don't think I really need to complete the first game in order to understand and appreciate the second game, so I'll probably just end up skipping it since there's no remaster or remake for it and just jump into Silent Hill 2 here. But yeah, I was always more of a Resident Evil guy than a Silent Hill guy growing up, but that's just because my uncles were huge into the Resident Evil franchise, so I would always watch them play through it and play it with them. But Silent Hill always escaped me. So very happy to own this one in a very reasonable price compared to what you can get it for nowadays on the PS2 or Xbox. And yeah, just happy to have this one. This is Silent Hill 2, wrapping up all of the PlayStation and Switch games I picked up in the first half of the year here. All right, so there is a stack of Switch and PS4 and PS5 games that I picked up recently. It has been a very long time since I did a video game haul here on the channel, and they've been sitting over there for some time now, but I just haven't gotten around to most of these yet, so I definitely need to correct that. Right now, I'm just in my comic book era, and so I've been reading a bunch of comics, which of course, you only have so much free time. You can only do one thing or the other. That's just the way things go. And for me right now, gaming has kind of taken a back seat, but I'm sure that that cycle will find itself again, and I'll start falling in love with games once again. But anyway, I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Have you played any of these games? And if so, what do you recommend? I think there are some really good ones here, like Astrobot is just, you know, game of the year last year. Silent Hill 2 is some people's game of the year. Just a lot of really good titles mixed into this lot here. But anyway, that is going to do it for today, guys. So thank you so much for checking this out. I really do appreciate that. And before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.